All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. I see people trickling in. I'll give just a moment before we get into everything. But before I get started, I just want to cover some quick housekeeping. So, first is thank you to our sponsor, Dell Technologies. This is the content that you all have asked for, and we are here to deliver it. And it would not be possible without Dell. So, we really appreciate your time and spending your time with us today. Secondly, is that this is a Zoom webinar, so please note that it is being recorded. If you have a question, feel free to put it in the Q&A or the chat. We will be monitoring both, and we will do our best to address every single question at the end of the webinar. And then my final bit of housekeeping is we do have a post-event survey. 2 lucky survey participants will be randomly selected to win a $25 Amazon gift card. That can always go to good use. So please fill out that information on the survey. Your feedback is super valuable to us. It helps us know what content you're looking for, what we can bring you next. So please keep an eye on that. You will get it as a pop-up once you leave the webinar, as well as in your email by the end of the day today. So please keep an eye out for that. But without further ado, I'm done talking. Isaac, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jack. Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on device manageability. My name is Isaac Pignon. I am the Solutions Marketing Director at Dell Technologies, and it's great to see many of you here today, especially knowing how busy and packed your schedules are and can be as IT administrators managing fleets of PCs and peripherals. As we get started, I want to take a moment to talk about, acknowledge the very real challenges you face every day in managing your IT environment. So Jack, we go to that first slide. Jack, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Is it not transitioning on your screen?
Yeah, I don't see anything other than just an Elevate logo. So I wasn't sure if it was just me. Oh, okay, never mind. I think I've got a different view. All right, let's get back into it. So I can see it now. Yeah, so as we get started again, just want to take the moment to acknowledge the very real challenges you face every day in managing your IT environment, right? I know many of you are juggling multiple tools and solutions to manage your fleet of devices, which typically includes both PCs and peripherals. So whether it's running updates, troubleshooting issues, or monitoring performance, the constant back and forth between platforms, it's not just time consuming, it's also exhausting. So another challenge many of you deal with is the lack of integration with unified endpoint management solutions. So you might already have a UEM platform in place, but if your device management tools aren't fully integrated, you're left stitching together a patchwork of solutions, right? Building a quilt to try to make it all fit and work. And of course, not all management solutions are keeping pace with progress. Many still aren't cloud-based, so it's leaving you tied to on-prem setups that can limit scalability, flexibility, and the ability to efficiently manage devices in remote or hybrid workspaces, right? AI is transforming businesses at an unprecedented pace, and customers are seeking guidance on how to harness the power of AI, right? And it presents its own set of questions. How do you deploy a large language model that was developed and trained in the data center to a fleet of AI PCs? So for years, Dell has led the industry with the most secure and most manageable commercial PCs, and we're constantly raising the bar. So we're serious about helping IT save time. And today we have an amazing panel of Dell experts who will help you understand how Dell offers best-in-class device management that scales from PCs to peripherals. We're looking at the entire workspace, folks, as we think about this. And so you can take back control. So you can streamline processes and you can manage your fleet of devices with ease. So let's welcome our panel of experts. Jocelyn, we'll start with you.
Yeah, my name is Jocelyn Thompson. I'm the product manager for the Dell Management Portal and Microsoft Intune.
Hey, and I'm Cherian Matthews. I'm our global product leader for our Dell Pro Dock portfolio. And I've been leading our Dell Peripheral Management software solutions.
Awesome. Welcome. So let's get into it. So we know that PCs continue to be the centerpiece of workforce digital ecosystem, right? It's the preeminent productivity tool. We're all using it on the day-to-day. We're on it right now, connecting here across the country and across the globe. So with new AI Windows 11 PCs, plus a mix of silicon choices on PCs, all being continuously added to your enterprise fleet, device management can quickly become complex and time consuming. But it's not just PCs that need to be managed. We're talking about managing an entire workspace that includes displays, docks, audio, webcam, all the peripherals that allow us right now to even communicate here and collaborate together. So taking a holistic approach to device management, because like I said, we're serious about helping IT save time, is our mission, is our mission statement. And that starts with making it easier for customers to manage and control their devices over the cloud, right? So with Dell Management Portal, you can manage your Dell PCs from the cloud in conjunction with Microsoft Intune, meeting you where you guys live. And with the Dell Device Management Console, you can manage devices beyond PCs from the cloud. And what do we mean by devices beyond PCs? Well, let's say you've got 4G or 5G PCs in your environment. So if you purchase these, you'll automatically be set up with an account for the Dell Device Management Console. And then IT admins will then be able to more easily activate their devices on the carrier network by downloading device details for their fleet, including IMEI, EID, and ICCID, which carriers need to activate services. So devices beyond PCs also means your Dell docks, your monitors, your keyboards, your mice, your headset. Again, all the peripherals in your fleet, because again, we're not just looking at a micro approach, we're looking at a macro approach in how to manage an entire workspace. So let's get into and talk a little bit more about cloud-based PC management and integration with Microsoft Intune. So Jocelyn, can you walk us through the features of the Dell Management Portal and how it simplifies PC management?
Yeah, sure. So Jack, if you could just advance to the next slide, keep going. A few more. This one, yes, thank you. All right, so as Isaac mentioned, the Dell Management Portal is a new integration within Intune that we launched last October in partnership with Microsoft. So as we saw more and more of our customers adopting Intune as their preferred UEM model or platform, we saw a great opportunity here for this integration to meet our customers where they are. So the vision for the Management Portal is to provide IT admins with tools and resources directly within Intune to make their PC management and AI computing simpler and more efficient. And this is a completely free resource, so it's really just designed to make your work easier. So you can access the Dell Management Portal in one of two ways. First, you can directly go to the URL manage.dell.com, or you can find it directly within Intune in the Partner Portal area under Devices, and there you'll find a tile to access the portal as well. So when you're initially setting up the Management Portal, you'll need global admin rights to accept the permissions. This app is dynamically populated through Graph APIs, and we don't collect or retain any data. So you're just granting permission for those API calls. And after that initial setup, other IT admins on your team can access the portal at their role-based access level. So when you first arrive into the Dell Management Portal, you're going to find a dashboard where you'll be able to see how many Dell devices you have available in your Intune tenant, how many applications you have available to deploy, a quick search function to quickly find BIOS passwords by device service tag, and the ability to quickly link off to TechDirect or into Dell Device Management Console for peripheral management. We've also added a new feedback form at the top right of the dashboard where you can share your feedback and any features that you'd like to see in the portal in the future. So from there, you can jump into a device details page. Well, you'll see a list of Dell PCs managed in your Intune tenant with additional information like service tags, user details, model, and the ability to access your BIOS passwords all in one place. And then as you click down into the individual device details pages, you'll find additional information like previous BIOS passwords, BitLocker recovery keys, and what Dell applications are installed on that particular device. So from there, you can jump over to the apps area of the management portal, where you can browse and quickly deploy Dell Enterprise apps directly into Intune with one click of a button. So within those apps, you'll find Dell Client Device Manager, our recently launched Manageability application. It consolidates both updates and security capabilities into one simplified experience. And also in that area, you'll find 7 prepackaged AI models that are part of Dell Pro AI Studio. So if you could jump to the next slide, I want to share a little bit more about Dell Pro AI Studio. So Dell Pro AI Studio is the newest addition to the Dell AI Factory story. It's a free and comprehensive toolkit available for app creators and IT admins to discover and build company-specific AI apps to deploy to their Dell AI PCs to better take advantage of the NPU on those systems. So Dell Pro AI Studio is going to save both your AI developers and IT admins time, provide secure Dell validated templates and models, enable seamless app lifecycle management, and provide cost savings with on-device inferencing. So part of this toolkit includes Dell AI Framework, which is the orchestration layer of Dell Pro AI Studio. This can take what is typically a 6-month process from ideation to implementation down to as little as 6 weeks, and makes the ongoing maintenance for app lifecycles easier and quicker. So these are the current prepackaged AI models that are available for IT admins in the Dell Management Portal, and you'll continue to see this expand in the future. So if you want a deeper dive on Dell Pro AI Studio, there's a dedicated Elevate webinar on September 2nd. So make sure you register for that to learn more.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Holy smokes, so much to unpack there. So, let's start with Dell Pro AI Studio, what you just talked about, right? It is a first of its kind toolkit that includes these Dell validated tools, these frameworks, pre-built models, and these are all tuned to the NPU, right? So as customers introduce AI PCs into environments and they've got these NPUs, they can really maximize that investment here, right? They can take these models, marry them to a lot of their homegrown applications that are standing up a lot of businesses today, and then through Dell Management Portal and Microsoft in conjunction with Microsoft Intune, they can just manage those applications in there and scaling them out. That's huge. It really feels like Dell Pro AI Studio, helps customers build AI apps and make it as easy as cloud, which is pretty cool and interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are some of the other things, like we talk about Dell being the most manageable? What are some of those features that make us the most manageable out there?
Yeah, so if you advance to the next slide, as of today, we've launched a new feature in the portal, in the Dell Management Portal and Intune, that enables IT admins to be able to set BIOS configuration policy and publish that resulting CCTK file directly into Intune with a simple click of a button. So this brings the capabilities of Dell Command Configure directly into Intune and streamlines this process significantly. So you will see, as of today, a new tab in the portal called BIOS Policies. So you'll be able to see your previously created BIOS policies and the ability to create a new policy, either from scratch or building off of a previous version. And from there, you can select from 448 different BIOS settings, including the option to enable randomized unique per device BIOS passwords. So we know from feedback from customers so far that this feature is really highly desired here. So we're really excited to be able to make this available in the management portal. So definitely go check it out. So if you jump to the next slide. So once you're done managing your fleet of Dell PCs in the Dell Management Portal and Intune, you can, if you want to next manage your peripherals, you can simply click off the tile within the portal and through a single sign-on, jump into Dell Device Management Console for cloud-based peripheral management.
What a great segue. And it looks like the portal, it really meets our IT admins where they're at for PC management. So, but you just teed up a perfect way to go into, from the portal to the Dell Device Management Console. And we can see how IT admins can manage not just PCs, but also peripherals, truly an end-to-end device management solution and holistic approach to making this easy. So thank you, Jocelyn, for spotlighting the benefits of Dell PC management solutions. And now I'm going to bring in the man, Cherian Matthews. Cherian, let's talk a little bit deeper around the Dell Device Management Console.
Sure, absolutely. But before we go there, let's take a step back here, right? I mean,
Okay.
Jocelyn just talked about, you just talked about 4G, 5G PCs, and those devices enable end users to be productive wherever they are. And Dell Pro AI Studio helps deploy AI models like custom AI models. So your company's small language models or your custom apps down directly to the PC so that your end users can have powerful AI tools at their fingertips to help them be more productive when your employees are working with with your clients, et cetera. And all of the folks here attending, I mean, as IT managers, I'm assuming that you do what you do to enable end users to have this seamless productivity experience now with AI. But when this AI PC user, goes from their smart home and into their smart car that gets over their updates and arrives into the office, it's, you sit down at often, I dare not say the word DUMB word, but it's probably not so smart. It's not very AI. It's not very, maybe not so modern experience, right? But then how many of you out there have had end users complain about, hey, I have a laptop user trying to connect to this space and you have a power issue or a connectivity issue when docking to the desk? Or we had end users complain about audio issues, like can't get on this headset, something's not working, et cetera. I mean, you can have all the AI in the world, but that amazing productivity experience comes to a screeching halt if the user is stuck with some issue with these not so smart devices at their workspace. And so we know that with every PC out there, there are typically 3 to 6x peripherals for that one PC, right? This could include docks, displays, headsets, webcams, keyboards, mice. And as these devices become more feature rich, the more firmware they have, the more integrated they are with the experience. So if you can imagine, all this firmware is out there sitting across thousands of desks, and it's not very well connected. So the complexity of peripheral management is that they're not connected and they're not directly addressable. So I'm going to ask Jack to put up the poll. Has anyone gone around desk to desk updating dock and display firmware? And so hopefully we'll start to see some results on here.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see what the group says, because that just sounds very time consuming and very taxing. But the reality of it is that these workspaces, they don't just have PCs on there, right? Like they've got the webcams, the IO, the audio, and how we're connecting and collaborating today. And that's really important in the modern work environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And so fundamentally, we wanted to change this experience. We wanted to change, as we start to get those results, it'll be hopefully interesting to see what you guys say. But we want to make sure that, okay, yeah, a bunch of you gone around walking desk to desk, and so that's the issue, right? It's time consuming. It takes a lot of hours out of your day, and it's not that valuable amount of time, right? Like you're updating firmware, it takes a bunch of time, and you don't want to do that anymore. So we've been working with our engineering teams to launch this peripheral management solution in the Dell Device Management Console. And a lot of you have asked, hey, why don't we just do this in Intune, right? How do we do this just so it's in Intune itself? And fundamentally, when we look at this, Intune is great at managing standard operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, Android, iPad OS, iOS, et cetera. But peripherals are their own Wild West, right? It's not easy for Microsoft to standardize on helping manage it. So we launched this. We made it as easy as possible to launch into a management solution. And it's what we see, it's the only console out there that allows IT teams to manage all peripheral devices from docks, displays, headsets, webcams, keyboards, and mice from one pane of glass and all from the cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just to expand on that, it's like we can manage about 300 Dell peripherals out of that tool, all in one place.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you just mentioned, okay, 300 peripherals, 6 times peripherals per PC. And based off of the survey results, we know that this is the reality that IT admins are living right now, right? Going desk to desk, as you claimed in the Wild West of peripherals. So, you know, Sherian, tell me how IT admins are going to have to find a different way to get their steps in, right? They got to hit 10,000 K steps to stay healthy, but like we're doing cloud-based management for the full fleet of peripherals. So tell us more about the features and capabilities of the Dell Device Management Console.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we can go to the next slide, Jack. So the first off is, there's all these devices out there. And so how do we register them in one place? One is we allow through either our Dell Display Peripheral Manager software or with our smart docks, we have different ways of enrolling all your Dell docks, displays, headsets, and webcams into one place. And we've heard, from many customers that they don't even know how many devices they have, right? So how many displays do you have? You can even ask yourself now, do you know how many displays you have in your environment? And it's not very easy to find out. So one is we can enroll all your Dell docks, displays, monitors, et cetera, into one place. Then the management console helps you organize these devices into logical groups. You can organize them into physical locations because honestly, when you look at these types of devices, typically docks, displays, and headsets and webcams, et cetera, sit at a desk. So it's more logical to organize your devices by physical workspace than by users. So PCs are allocated to users. These devices are allocated to workspaces. So you're allowed in the management console to manage your devices into groups. You can name them by location. And then we can also go down to the actual desk itself. You can actually say, hey, at this workspace, specifically in your environment, I have a dock, a display, a headset, a webcam, all in this one desk. So when an end user calls and says, hey, I'm having an issue at this workspace connecting to XYZ, or this isn't working, I don't know what's going on, your support team can basically say, oh, where are you sitting? Oh, let me look up what's at that desk and help you figure out what's happening at that workspace. Then the next thing is we help you update all those devices. You can create a firmware policy, and if an end user is having an issue, you can target a specific device model and push a firmware update directly out to those peripherals. Your PCs will check in, get that policy, and when your PC connects to that device, it will inform the end user, hey, we have an update for that device, and the end user can easily update their Dell dock, display, or peripheral. And then many times there's custom settings that all these devices have. So webcams have HDR settings, headsets have ambient noise cancellation settings, and sometimes end users don't know those exist. And you, as an IT manager, you can actually standardize how your end users are using all those advanced features in those tools. So you can push out a configuration policy that makes sure your displays are at a certain brightness, your headsets are using ambient noise cancellation, and your webcams are using HDR for the best interactivity experience.
I mean, Cherry, those are some powerful cloud-based peripheral management capabilities, and it should be music to everyone's ears here, especially those who took the survey and said like, "Hey, I'm walking desk to desk." What else do we have that we want to talk about in terms of how we're making it much simpler for managing fleet of peripherals?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about smart homes, smart cars that can receive over-the-air updates. our new Dell Pro Smart Dock portfolio is even easier to manage through the Dell Device Management Console.
Tell me more.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so let me catch my breath here. But these docks can receive over-the-air updates without a PC attached, right? So this means you can push an update to the dock in the middle of the night to avoid any end user productivity disruptions, right? This is where the Dell Device Management Console comes in. When you put these two things together, you simplify fleet-wide docks management like never before. So one, you can, in the management console, you set the Wi-Fi wireless policy, the dock can connect, get that wireless policy, can connect to a Wi-Fi network automatically, and then you can be pushing a firmware update in the off-peak hours. And if you were to do this with the SneakerNet method, which we saw 88% of you were going around desk to desk to update docks, you know, it was taking up to 15 minutes per desk. Now, if you translate that to, you know, just say 1,000 docks or 1,000 desks, that's, you know, 250 hours or 30 working days you can save without having to go desk to desk. And so, and I just wanted to add one more thing, right? And yes, folks, it is time to refresh your docks. You're buying new AI PCs that are faster than ever and connect at Wi-Fi 7 speeds and can take in more power than ever, right? You don't want your end users connecting to a workspace that underpowers your AI PC or throttles your network speeds, right? You know, why buy a Ferrari and then put in 87 octane gas, right? So our new Dell Pro Smart Docks charge Dell Pro notebooks, right? 11% faster than previous gen. We provide 2.5 times the Ethernet speed as before. Our USB ports are all 10 gigs now. We can do MAC address pass-through to Dell laptops, HP laptops, Lenovo laptops. And we just launched a new Dell Pro Max mobile workstation about 2 weeks ago. And that Dell Pro Max mobile workstation for AI developers, that can take up to 280 watts of power. So we just launched our new Dell Pro Thunderbolt 5 Smart Dock that can deliver up to, it's future-proofed up to 300 watts of power over a single USB-C cable. So using the latest Thunderbolt 5 and extended power range features, we have simplified connectivity at desk to deliver maximum power through one docking station.
This is amazing. Like, you know, if we could just, one point that you mentioned here, you know, you can update 1,000 docks in just a few clicks with these, then that's truly a smart experience. So I'm glad we coined it a smart dock, because that makes a ton of sense there. And it translates to what I think you said, 250 hours or 30 working days. So like, you know, what is IT admins going to do with that extra time? Hopefully they'll take a vacation. And if that's the key takeaway here is Dell wants its IT managers to take more vacation. Like that, I think that'd be a great takeaway from this webinar. But
right.
Dell Pro Smart Docks and the Dell Device Management Console are just made for each other.
Yeah, so I want to address a couple of chat comments I'm seeing. So Serena is saying that she only updates Peripheral firmware on a case-by-case basis if there's an issue. This is a way to be a little bit more proactive, for example, right? Instead of you know, waiting for the issue and waiting for that support ticket to come in, waiting for that end user to get stopped with or blocked with some problem. This is a way for you to make sure that your policies are set so that everything is keeping up to date. And like Eugenius is saying, yeah, we can have students go around to update desk to desk. We did see a lot of customers hire in folks to walk desk to desk and update firmware. So let's try to avoid those. I mean, we could get students jobs. I'm sorry, I do have college students, and I know they need jobs, but yes, this is all available now, Danny. You can go to device.manage.dell.com to sign up for the Dell Device Management Console, or as Jocelyn mentioned, if you're in Intune, go to the Dell Management Portal and then log in to the Dell Device Management Console from there. All
Thank
right.
you, Cherian. That's awesome. PCs or peripheral management, Dell offers a holistic end-to-end device management capability. So really appreciate you and Jocelyn joining us and sharing your thoughts on how our solutions can help IT admins do their jobs better. And with that, I would like to introduce James Hamby, Senior IT Consultant, and he's going to share some more details about how Dell IT thinks about these solutions, right? When we are ideating, when we have these mission statements, the great thing is we have our own IT team that we can connect with, and we can say like, hey, James, what do you think about this? How do you think about integrating this into the environment? Would this help you? So, James, over to you, my friend.
Thanks, Isaac. So, as an IT administrator, not coming from a marketing perspective, coming from where the rubber meets the road. So we have been able to have a tight partnership with our PG and marketing friends as far as how these tools are developed, what they look like in the end state. So using this from the start, we've been able to use the Dell Management Portal to get the packaged material, the policy information, and shuttle that directly over to our Intune console. So we really appreciate that simplicity, because this is about saving time. It's about saving time for the IT administrators and our end users. We'll get into more of that further in the discussion. But we're a heavy user of like driver updates, driver management, and this is where basically where the action is. The Dell Management Portal able to send over the device manager and being able to use the specific modules. The update module is really what we're honing in on to get the best configs, what we call the BKCs, for our devices at the right time. So we've also tested, we've heard launch of peripherals management with the device management console. We've been testing that as well, and we see goodness on that front also.
You talked about seeing goodness on there. Can you share a little bit more about the results that you guys are seeing as you play around with these new toys?
Sure. So and no better way than to articulate a pre-build. So recently I had the opportunity to test out an alpha build, which meant I had to download content, install it, try to figure out, okay, what's the MSI product code? So now I can build my detection method for when I'm packaging it now. And so after all that time spent packaging it, then testing it, now I'm at a place where I can deploy it. So, I get spoiled. So long or the short, we now have a 1.1 release in the console. And so going from the Dell Management Portal, just clicking a button, publish, that's saving a lot of time for the IT administrator specifically. So I'm spoiled. When I have to test an alpha build, I'm a little bit bummed by it.
Yeah. Hey, and that sounds great from a PC management side. What about on the peripheral side?
Okay, so on the peripheral side, there's a couple points made about going desk to desk and manually updating docks, specifically. So what we have seen in the past, this is where the time saving for the end user comes into play. What we've seen in the past is it's either sneaker netting updates to the docks or leveraging a host PC and command sent to the host PC to update the dock. But that comes at a cost to the end user. So if I'm an end user going to a hoteling cube and I just drew the short straw and this dock needs an update, now it's coming at the expense of my time as an end user to get that dock updated. So now what we're looking at is a centralized way to schedule updates irrespective of a host PC connecting to it. So now we're not penalizing the end user and costing them time. Schedule that on the weekends. So when the conversation comes up with our NetSec friends who had to review this in the beginning, like how much capacity do we need to plan for? And this is gonna, it's gonna be additive. And I had to remind them, well, it's really not, as it's happening today. while the system is connected, but now we can schedule it on the weekend and spread load out if that's a concern for you. So a lot of power with centralized administration versus one-off updates that lead to, basically it leads to sprawl. When you have central administration, you can snap your environment to a specific version, a best config for your environment.
James, that example you used just resonates with me so much as an end user. Like I've lived that before. Not in the Dell office, of course, but like, going to a space and, you've got a setup and it doesn't work, right? So that's really frustrating to your point. Keeping those end users uptime and productive is really, really important. And so what you're describing really sounds great. Is there anything else Dell IT has uncovered while testing these solutions that can be used to deliver a better experience to IT admins?
Sure. So I know that we're saving time. It's getting better. There's always ways to improve. So we know that it's imperative to be able to group, and we heard Sharian talk about grouping capabilities in the tool, so you can have workspaces as a group or geos as a group. So being able to group your devices and apply policy to groups of devices. We know there's opportunities in as far as automation of those groups. And we know there's opportunities when it comes to managing the docs. So not all environments are going to allow something like management over Wi-Fi. So we see that management over Ethernet being an important complement in the future. So we see good things coming, and we're very appreciative of the partnership. We've got a good, strong relationship with our PG friends.
Awesome, James. Well, hey, this is great feedback, and appreciate you taking the time to share with us. One last question: what are you doing with all your extra time?
Well, with that, AI is the focus. So look no further than AI Pro Studio. There's a lot of activity going on right there.
Awesome. Thank you, James. Thanks for making time to join us today. And now, that's a wrap from a presentation standpoint. Big takeaway. We hope this session has really helped you understand how we're bringing a holistic approach to delivering a best-in-class device management experience. It scales from PCs to peripherals, and they can help you really transform your IT workflows. To get more information, do visit www.dell.com/endpoint management to access additional assets around our solution. So thank you all for your time today. We'll now open up the floor for any questions you might have that our panelists here can help answer.
I actually see two in the chats that I can address. So the first one was a question if these management features work in Intune with hybrid environments in the Dell Management Portal. So yes, so the Dell Management Portal only pulls in the Dell PCs into the Management Portal for those tasks. So it will absolutely work in those scenarios. And then there was a second one I see here around update management and what I'm assuming the Dell Management Portal, so related to Dell Command Update. So we definitely see in the feedback from that customer form and the Management Portal that this is very highly desired. So we know that this is really important, and we're in the process of determining new features in the Management Portal to be able to support this. So definitely on our radar.
Thanks, Jocelyn.
We did have a couple other questions come in too. Someone just wanted clarification that, this solution will only work for Dell peripherals.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions on that in the Q&A section, and we know that a lot of you have Logitech or Poly, Plantronics, third-party peripherals in your environment. As I wrote on the Q&A section, we started with managing what we know we can manage, and our engineering teams work hand in hand from cloud to PC to peripheral, and can make sure that flow of updates works seamlessly, right? So that's what we can do as Dell on Dell. And as we talked about on the chat. It's, you know, we could reach out to Logitech and others to see if they want to participate, but you know, we have a huge complete offering that is maybe competing with Logitech and those other guys. So we want to make sure that if they want to participate, that there is a good business opportunity for all of us.
Yeah, and it's all about like bringing that better together experience, right? Tested and validated things that when you buy, you know, a Dell PC and you outfit it with the right peripherals, and then you're going to manage it all. We're going to make it as seamless as possible, and we make sure that it's all gone through the, you know, rigorous testing and validations to make sure it all works and brings the best experience for our end users. Because, like as James mentioned, right, that productivity, that experience needs to be top notch for all of our end users.
I see a question in the chat that I can help with. So deploying a new image and using DCU to level up drivers day one. So the question is, okay, how about after day one? Once you deploy it, how can you manage it? Will this new tool allow you to run Dell Command remotely? So under the hood, the engine within Dell Command this is the same engine that is when you heard us reference the Dell Client Device Manager. And the beauty of this is within Intune, the policy is available to set what updates you want to uptake, what priority, if it's security only, for instance, what schedule. So you have total control over ongoing updates in your environment. So it's not just at deploy time.
Beautiful, thank you. I think that covers all the questions, unless, you know, there's that Dell Pro dock question in there that Sharon, I believe you responded to. Do you want to speak any more on that to the whole audience in case they're not seeing it in the Q&A?
Sure. I mean, I'll just address it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the Thunderbolt 5 is, you know, net new in the industry, right? Thunderbolt 5 hasn't existed before. And the new extended power range features is also net new. So if you think about this from a compatibility perspective, historical computers will not be upgraded by connecting to a Thunderbolt 5 dock, right? They will be at the same space as they are today. So a Thunderbolt 4 computer connecting to a Thunderbolt 5 dock will connect at Thunderbolt 4 speeds. So Thunderbolt ports on the back of the Thunderbolt 5 dock will be Thunderbolt 4 speeds. But we make sure that the compatibility between Thunderbolt 4 and Thunderbolt 5 is there. So your computer will connect just fine. The power is also, as we answered in the chat, is only available to systems that have the internal power components. So just think about your, you know, old electric cars used to be able to charge at, you know, 6.6 kilowatts. And now new electric cars can charge at 350 kilowatts. So if you go to that fancy new Tesla supercharger with an old vehicle, you're only going to get what the old vehicle is capable of. So that there will be some limitations there, but the Precision 7000 series will get most of the functionality of the dock. You just need to add power to get the full performance of that Precision 7000. Oh no, you have Kevin has in the last 5 minutes 100% power. His headphones must be plugged into USB power wall. Wow, to work, not connected to the system. So let's connect with you, Kevin, offline and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Kevin, we'll share your information. We'll get you connected with who you need to get connected to. But with that, I mean, I'm seeing questions slow down. I'll give everybody another minute, but I just want to thank all of you. I mean, this was awesome. The level of interaction was fantastic. So thank you everybody for being here and participating. I mean, Isaac, Jocelyn, Sharon, James, this was awesome. Thank you very, very much. This was great information. I did see a couple questions come in about will this presentation get posted anywhere? Will everybody that is in attendance have access to it? The answer is yes. It will be on the Elevate website in a couple of days. So keep an eye out for that. But before we close it out, does anybody have any more kind of closing thoughts, questions, statements, anything y'all want to say?
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks all. Appreciate the
Yeah.
time.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks.